All right, so I couldn't find any videos online of the Titan T3 21.5-inch folding rack. Obviously found a lot on Rogue and some of the regular T3 and X3 4-post racks. So kind of wanted to do an overview of what it looks like and what you'll be getting once you order it. The packing leaves a little bit to be desired, but you're spending $273. All right, so here's the swing arms. Also, they're pretty good, pretty beefy. This portion will go against the wall, fasten against the wall against your 2x10 stringer. That goes against obviously the vertical rail, the vertical feet. There's the vertical feet, and your cross bar, which is your pull-up bar as well. In shipping, they just wrap them in plastic bags, so you kind of got a little bit of just rubbing against each other. Not a horrible deal, but kind of disappointing. Kind of wish they'd actually offer you the option to do powder coating. I would actually pay a little bit extra just to have a powder coating option. There's the J hooks. Some of the J hooks actually do have a little bit of paint chipped off. It's not that big of a deal. It's a weight rack. You're going to be running them in and out, so that's going to happen. There's all your pins and pieces. Obviously the hardware. So what I had to do is, those are my 2x10 stringers. I got 2x10x8s. Just being a little lazy and not cutting them down. As you can kind of see in the background, I've made the weightlifting platform. I originally wanted these pieces right here to be 1/2 inch, and I just wasn't paying attention the day I went to Home Depot and I got 3/8 inch. But if you can see from the side, what I did is it's 2 layers. Essentially what I did is I ran the bottom layer north to south, if you will, against the wall, and I alternated the top layer east to west, and then I put on the 3/4 inch of plywood, or the red oak plywood AC, and then what I'll do is I'll just use 220 grit sandpaper, sand it down, and use the Minwax, just a clear coat. I really want it clear, I don't want it dark. Debating on whether to put a logo on it, but what I'll end up doing, the set I'll be lifting with, is I did get the Rogue 230-pound bumper sets, along with the Rogue chan bar. I did actually talk to Rogue's customer service. They were pretty awesome about changing out the chan bar for the Rogue, or the Ohio bar. And then my seat will be the my bench will be the Rep Fitness adjustment bench. It's the incline decline. So I'll have a video on how to put that together as well. All right, let's get it going. All right, so I got one assembled. It took me probably about literally, I don't know, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. Anyways, one thing that's semi-confusing, you just gotta kind of pay attention. This is not really a confusing part, but the plastic is obviously on the bottom, so when you slide it out, it rides and protects. Because otherwise, on the top end of it, as you can see, is wide open. The thing that is confusing that I was trying to say is that how far down to put it. It's because if you're looking at the instructions just show, make it look like it's the second one down, second hole, but it's actually, once you read that line right there, top side bracings mount into the 6th and 9th hole from the top. So this being the top, there's no plastic right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just a heads up on that. The only other thing that made me scratch my head a little bit is whether you want the nut to face down or face up. To me, that looks like personal preference, because there will be the actual top of the weightlifting rack, and they've got a pin right here, and then you remove these pins right here when you want to fold it back up. But again, they don't really clarify this. You look later in the package and they do have these facing down. I think that's probably just going to end up being a personal preference of what you want to see, whether you want to see the flush side or not. I don't really care. I think I'd rather have the flush side down at the bottom so you don't see that. I may end up switching that around later depending on how it looks when I get it up. But here we are getting the next one, the next upright done. You just take the nuts, flat washer, and lock washer off, measure down, and put your swinging cross members on top. And then I'll put the pull-up bar on it. I'll be ready to raise it up against the wall to start working on putting our stringer on. The one thing I've got, obviously as you can see, is a CMU masonry wall that's obviously not grouted solid, but it has rebar in it, so I may run into some fun in there. But they don't ever recommend how to install it on a masonry wall. They only recommend how to install it on a stud wall. So all I did was just get some tap cons from Home Depot, which I'll show that here in a little bit. All right, here's the update. I got it up on the wall. I kind of did it a different way. What they do, they actually recommend you put it all together like that, get your 2x10s running first, and then attach it. I did a little bit differently, as I actually attached the 2x10s to the Titan rack first with just some wood screws, not a permanent solution. It just, I lined it up, centered it up. I just was only putting up the 2x10s by myself, so I needed a little bit of extra added help. So that's what I did, just a little cheat, just to put 2 or 3 screws in each side right down there temporarily to be able to stand it up. And then what I did is I put tap cons in, 2 in the center, 2 over there, basically all the way across. Tap cons I got from Home Depot. I used this 5/16 inch tap con right there. Obviously it's removable, so if I move, I'll be doing that. To actually, when I take the wood screws out and actually go into the Titan bracket, I'll be using these 3/8 inch by 3 inch tap cons. So what I'll do is I'm gonna pull these screws out, get myself flush and aligned, plumbed up, and then I'll put these in right here. All right, here we are with the Titan T3 21.5 inch folding rack finally set up. It's got horse stall mats from Tractor Supply. I bought 2 of them because basically that's split one, which would be either side here. There's many YouTube videos on the internet, and then I just split one as well to get that back piece right there and that back piece right there. Just had a little bit of extra for here. That'll come in handy with my landmine attachment. Obviously here I got on my Rogue weights, and I got the you can't really see it, but the 3x3 strips from Rogue. Definitely do notice a huge difference in finish quality from the Rogue to the Titan. Again, as I stated already, that I wish I had the option to do powder coating. Probably what lessons learned is when I did this is that I would probably go get like 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch shims for the feet, and then that way when you set your stringers, and when you actually, they tell you to set the rack against the wall, I would set it so you're sitting on top of those shims. That way your rack is basically level. Well, you don't have a problem with it dragging on the bottom. That's one thing, the one big problem I had here at the end is that once I was done and began to fold it back and put it back in place, I found out that my left leg there was about an 1/8, dragging an 1/8, and I had to pick it up. And I tried adjusting the legs and doing all that stuff. At the end of the day, all I did was just took the bottom cap on. It fits right over the top. It's fine for what I'll be doing. It's heavy enough, and it works. So again, the Titan T3 21.5 inch folding rack. It probably took me, maybe about 3 hours to install, but it turned out pretty good. I definitely would do it again. Maybe rethink and maybe just go with a 4-post rack. I do like it, especially what you're paying for it. Again, at the end of the day, here's my setup. By the way, I did get the Rep Fitness fold up for the incline and decline bench press. My only comment or my only complaint is that it did come damaged right there. It's not that big of a deal. It's still functional. As far as what I was talking about earlier, I got the Rogue, the matte chan bar. I was really concerned before I ordered it as far as what this outer knurling would be.
if it would be too aggressive, and it's not. It's actually, I like it a lot. It's not overly aggressive, it's not under aggressive, it's just about right is what I think, especially for doing hang cleans and stuff like that. But thanks for watching, hope this helps, because I couldn't find anybody that had any videos on the internet of how to set this rack up. Again, it was fairly simple. I probably over-engineered it with doing tap cons and my stringers, but I'm in construction. I'd rather over-engineer than have it falling out of the wall on me. Again, Rep Fitness Bench, Titan T3 21.5 inch rack, Matt Chan bar with the 230 pound bumper set from Rogue, 3/4 inch redwood oak from Home Depot for the platform, and just a clear stain. I'll probably put another coat of polyurethane on it and maybe end up adding a sticker in there, motivational sticker. And then the horse stall mats, again, I got this piece right here is half a piece, that piece is another half a piece for a hole, and that one is a piece cut up to make a full strip. And this is what's left for doing anything on the outside here, maybe with kettlebells and such like that. All right, thanks guys, hope this helps everybody.